I take off running, and I try to close the door behind me. I'm rattled. I'm like physically shaking at this point. I look at Dixie, and she's just like, "What's wrong with you?" And I just got attacked by a bat. She immediately starts laughing, and she's like, "Oh, can we go find it?" I'm like, "No, bitch, you're supposed to be worried about me getting attacked."
This is so weird because, like, right now is the time of year that I'm normally just fucking off.
Yep.
Just doing nothing. And I got 60 fucking days till a con right now. And that is terrifying me because I'm having trouble getting myself in that mode. Yeah. And,
You didn't get your turn off time.
No, I was going to go to fucking Texas. Well, I still have to go to Texas. I have to leave Saturday morning, go to Texas for 4 days to drop off some shit. But I was going to try to like make a vacation out of that and go to Texas, drop off some shit, and then maybe fly to Florida and spend a couple days and then come home. But I ain't got time. I got to looking at it fucking today, and like I'm already so behind that I ain't got time for shit right now. But I did just load up a big truck, and tomorrow I'm going to go to an auction. My dad wants to go to Barrett Jackson's auto auction in Columbus. I don't know why he wants to go.
He knows.
I'm sure he does.
He knows.
Sure he does. I'm terrified to go because I'm impulsive. I'm not going to take any way to pay for a car.
Yeah.
I'm taking no money. I'm taking no checkbook. I'm taking no cards. I'm not doing anything to pay for a car.
If you want me to go, Dad, you're buying lunch.
And I'm trying to get my dad to not take anything either. And he said, well, you know, I don't really want anything, but you never know, you know.
Yeah.
So we're driving home a 55 Chevy or something, some stupid shit like that. I don't know what it'll be. But then Saturday morning, I'm going to get up and drive to Texas and unload 12 pallets of fucking magazines and paper. And
oh, that's a drive.
Oh, my God. In a 26-foot box truck. And I've got another side story from this. But in a 26-foot box truck, I'll probably drive 8 hours, drive to Memphis, get a room for the night, then get up and go from Memphis to Dallas the next day. Then spend the night, unload the next day, and drive back to Memphis, and then back home. So it's going to be fucking miserable. But I did the math today because I was talking to the guy. I wanted to rent a truck, right? I wanted to rent it one way to go from here to Dallas, and I was just going to fly home.
Back, yeah.
Yeah. $6,700
to do a one-way.
To do a one-way. $2,200 to do a two. To do if I bring it back here.
Yeah, because they get keep it. In
fleet. I guess they don't want the truck in Texas.
Yeah.
But anyway, I ended up. He got me. He said I can. Yeah, I can finagle some things around here, and he got me a pretty good deal on it one way. So I am gonna rent a car and drive home because. Man, I don't want to drive a 26-foot empty truck home from Dallas because when those things are empty, they are super bumpy. Yeah. and the wind will blow them right off the road. But anyway, side quest, I was looking since 2020, since COVID, I've spent over $100,000 renting Penske trucks. So, you know, I could have bought one.
Time to buy one.
I could have bought one already.
Especially, I mean, because it's not like you don't do this every month or so. I mean, every other month or two or three, whatever it is. I mean, fairly multiple times a year, you're like, well, taking the truckload somewhere.
It averages.
Or you're paying for shipping somewhere or something.
It averages like $19,000 a year or something like that. And I don't know if I want to own one because I don't want to deal with maintenance and shit, but Penske will lease you one full time, and I think I can get a lease for, you know, probably way less than that.
$19,000 a year.
And keep it all year, yeah.
Yep.
So, I don't know. I'm probably going to end up doing that. And then I just got to figure out where to park the sumbitch. I don't know. It's a thing. Anything going on in your neck of the woods?
Well, if it makes you feel better, while you're driving to Texas, I'm taking a last-minute impromptu trip to the beach.
Oh, fuck you.
For 3 days.
Fuck you.
Yeah, Dixie's going to she decided to go spend a weekend with her mom and her sister, going to have a little girls' weekend, and I'm like, Well, I guess I'll go to Myrtle Beach.
You prick face. Like, I don't even appreciate that, you know? I'm over here working my balls off every day, and you're out here just sitting with your fucking toes in the sand.
I said that's the goal. Yeah, I've been pretty busy with work this week, and part of the reason I'm not going down till Saturday is I have a couple flying in from out of town to look at a property Saturday morning. So, going to hang around to meet up with them and then head out from there.
Wow. Myrtle Beach, where are you going?
And I did that because it was a quick jaunt down and back. You know,
no, well, you did that because you're from Eastern Kentucky, and Myrtle Beach.
I'm not a big fan of Myrtle, but
where you go.
I can get there and back.
Fucking dirty.
Spend $120 on a flight, there and back.
I get that. You could probably do the same. Go to Fort Lauderdale.
It's actually out of Honey. So we actually are going out of Fort Lauderdale for a cruise in about 2 weeks. 3 weeks we'll be going on a cruise, and to go to Fort Lauderdale, short of spending about $1,000 for a flight, we're going to have to go to Cincinnati.
Allegiant don't do the Fort Lauderdale to Huntington anymore?
They canceled the
old Oxycontin Express or whatever.
They canceled that because they weren't able to fill the flights, basically.
Oh, well, yeah, you can't go to the pain clinics anymore. Nobody wants to fly to Fort Lauderdale if we can't get fucking oxy.
I think I flew one time whenever they still had it, and there may have been 8 people on the flight. Hard to run a business, you know.
Yeah, it's hard to do that. I don't know how the Huntington Airport stays open. I really don't. I mean, some mornings you go there and it is packed, but most of the time it's a fucking ghost town.
I tell you though, that I think the thing that I like it is they must have it fairly well organized, because I mean, Lexington's kind of like that. I mean, you can go in and out of Lexington pretty quickly. I mean, now it's usually, it's got more flights, it's bigger, but I mean, you still don't.
We get all those celebrities in, and we schedule their car to take them to the airport an hour and a half before their flight, and they will freak out. Yeah. Like, an hour and a half? We'll never make it. Shouldn't we be like 2.5? And I was like, okay, here's the deal. It takes 8 minutes to get here get to the airport from here. Yeah, I can take you out there 2.5 hours ahead of time, but you're going to be sitting there on your ass for 2 hours and 20 minutes.
And it's not like it's a big airport with lots of restaurants and things to do either.
You can go twiddle your thumbs for 2, or you can stay here and make money for another hour. But they just can't. I guess whole different world in the bigger cities or whatever. But that's one of the things we take for granted around here, and I don't know. I like going to an airport like Huntington or Lexington and just being able to cruise in there 40 minutes before the flight, zip right on through and walk into the fucking terminal and sit there on your ass for still 20 minutes and then get on the plane. But man, you can't do that in LA.
No.
Or probably anywhere else in the world. I don't know. Gosh, I'm trying to think what else is going on.
So tell me about, so I sent you a message earlier today, and your response was, I'm getting fucked. And then I was like, well, are you at least getting a kiss or a reach around? No, and you're like, hell no, I'm not.
No, I wasn't really, it wasn't a specific getting fucked. It was just life is just fucking me.
I knew what you meant, but I was curious what all was going on.
Just everything. I had, so obviously I'm a little bit, I have a bit of, I don't even know what you call it. Maybe a touch of the bipolar disorder or whatever. It's just been one thing after a fucking another. I woke up this morning. Well, actually, it started last night. Yesterday, I didn't feel like I got anything accomplished, and I started thinking about all the things I have to do, and that it's only 62 or 3 days until the con. And anyway, I started getting in my own head, and I woke up fucking this morning totally fucking manic, Yeah. I'm up at fucking 7:30 making to-do lists and shit.
It's one of those mornings where you feel like everything has to be done that day,
that moment,
in the next hour. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, and I had, by the time I left here this morning, I had a to-do list with about 320 fucking things on it, probably. I don't know how many, but Katrina loves it when I start texting her lists. By the way, that is not a great way to start a morning for somebody that works for you. Don't send them a to-do list at 7:30 in the morning. They get real pissed off over that.
I think that's so my assistant, if I sent her a to-do list in the morning, she would be doing backflips.
Really?
That's the way her mind works, is like, ooh, now I just have a checklist.
I love lists. I do. I love them. It's so satisfying to mark something off of a list or whatever. So I'm a list maker, and half the time I'll find lists on my computer from 2 years ago, and there'll still be shit I haven't done on it. But I'm definitely a list maker. Katrina fucking hates it.
Yeah.
Especially because I'll make lists, I'm sure, with things on them that she's tried to get me to do 2 weeks ago, or she's mentioned to me 13 times and I haven't done or whatever.
This needs to be done.
And I'll put it on a list and she's like, well, fuck you. Well, how's it on your list now? Or whatever. But anyway, I woke up and just felt all day like I was just under fucking water. Mainly I knew I had to load a truck and I wanted to pick one up at 9 this morning. They didn't have it ready, and it was just a fucking all day thing. My guy that manages the warehouse is ecstatic because I'm getting 12 pallets of shit out of the warehouse today, and he has room to turn around for at least a week.
Yeah, until you fill it back up.
Until we fill it back up. And anyway, I just been working all day, checking shit off a list, and I have felt all fucking day like I was on fire and didn't know how to put it out. And when we get done here, I got to go back because I got to meet a guy. I'm supposed to meet a guy at 6:40. I don't know how the fuck he came up with 6:40. It was his number, not mine. And I said, well, I'm going to be more like 7:15. But anyway, I was supposed to meet a guy to pick up rats today because I'm trying to leave town and I need to get all the snakes fed before I leave. And it's just been one thing after another. I got a really good batch of eggs yesterday from a snake that's probably going to be the best clutch of eggs I get all year. And I was fucked up, not thinking straight yesterday, and I put them in a container and put them in the incubator. And this is in the weeds, but you know what press and seal is? It's like cling wrap or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, you have to put press and seal on top of an egg container. It makes a vapor barrier so the humidity stays high in that egg box. Well, I fucking forgot. I got there today, and they're already starting to dehydrate. And I'm like, did I just kill the fucking most expensive fucking clutch of eggs I'm going to have all year? And I don't know. I got them wet down. They might be okay, but that just sucks. It was fucking like probably an $8,000 or $10,000 batch of fucking eggs.
So you're back to realizing that you need another Jarrod?
Yeah, Jared's dumbass forgot. Like, I do this every fucking day. Yeah. I put a batch of eggs away or something. And, gosh, I don't know. It's so infuriating. I don't know. It's just been one fucking thing after another. Tell me something good. My life seems to be a little chaotic right now. Tell me about your peaceful life.
Well, I'll give you a funny story so that way you can at least laugh. Yeah, so it does involve the patio.
Okay, got it.
But so we were out there a few days ago and sat out on the patio, got the lights, all that good stuff. So we're done for the night. So Dixie's taking some pillows, different things like that. So I go in to unplug the lights out of they're plugged in inside the storage building. So whenever I do that, I'm like, okay, I know where the lights are. There's a security light that came on, that comes on that corner. So I didn't turn the light on inside the storage building because it was just like, I'll walk in, take 2 or 3 steps to the right, unplug. That's where it's at. And so I get in there and I feel something go, whoosh. I'm like, what? That's weird. So I turn around and I turn on the light. Well, about the time I turn on the light, all of a sudden something is coming at me, attacking, back and forth. I'm like, what the
fucking raccoon?
So I'm too far into the building that I can't get out. And then I haven't unplugged the lights yet, so I have to make a commitment. I'm going to stay in here, and whatever's fucking coming for me, I'm going to take it, or turn the lights off. So I finally get over to that point to where I can unplug the lights, and then I have the light on in the storage building at this point, and then I notice what is coming at me, and it's a freaking bat.
Oh, God.
I'm trapped inside the storage building with a little bat flying back and forth. So it's freaking out. I've turned the lights on. So I'm thinking, oh God, it's freaked out because the lights are on. So I turn the lights off. Well, now I've just given it perfect vision. Yeah, I don't know how to get out of the fucking storage building.
It has the advantage. It has the upper hand now.
So I ripped the cord out. I take off running and I try to close the door behind me and I hear something smack against the door. So it was coming, but I got out of it. But
how do you get it out of there? You just open the fucking door and let it fly out at night, or?
That's, yeah. So okay. I'm assuming in my storage building, so I don't have how the roof comes down, you'll have those little openings at the top unless you put some wire. So I guess I need to go through and put some wire after I get the bat out of there, but I guess it's made its home in my storage building. So, but the funniest part about this is I'm rattled. I'm like physically shaking at this point because, I've had a soda pop or two. And, it's just like, you don't expect a bat. So I go in and I look at Dixie and she's just like, what's wrong with you? And I just got attacked by a bat. She immediately starts laughing and she's like, oh, can we go find it? I'm like, no, bitch, you're supposed to be worried about me getting attacked. No, she was all excited for the bat. She's like, I've been wanting a bat house. One of those tree things or whatever.
Yeah. So Ryan was wonderful enough to bring me I'm not drunk yet, but I can't figure out how to get in front of the camera. There it is. A wonderful bottle of bourbon, I think. So we might as well try this, and maybe then we can calm the fuck down. Anyway, I digress. While I open this bottle, you got a question?
So have you ever had a? So here's the fucked up thing about this. This isn't my first experience with a fucking bat.
I had a bad experience last night, but I want you to tell me your best one.
I have had twice a bat in my house. So one time in Ashland and one time whenever I lived out in Moorhead, Olive Hill area. Mm-hmm. And the one that got into the house, I have like whenever you come into my house, I have like a long kind of walkway, and then there's a stairwell that goes down. So it's, there's, for a bat, it was perfect. So I had the door open, and of course we had turned off the lights, but there was a light on outside. So it would get to the point of basically getting to the door, and then it would turn around and it'd go back and it'd get to the point of the wall. So it just went. So it took, probably took an hour and a half to try to get it out. The first time I ever had a bat in a house, it was trying to fly. It was a rural house, and it flew around with it, and finally it landed. We couldn't get it. We tried open doors. We tried brooms. We tried
tennis racket.
Yeah, we tried it all. Finally, it landed on the on the curtains, on a curtain rod, and we basically just got a shot back, sucked it up in there, and that's how we ended up getting rid of that one. That's 3 different times I've had bats in my presence in my space.
I just poured us a real small drink because I know you have to drive, and so do I here in about 30 minutes. So
it's pretty good, right?
It is. That's real good shit.
Yeah,
I like that. It's real drinkable. Okay, fair. I like that. This is brought to you by Company Distilling. They owe us $40.
There we go, company.
$40 for drinking your booze on the air, or you can send another bottle to my house.
Everybody wins.
Yeah, everybody wins. I had a bat. I was road cruising last night for snakes, and I had the windows down, and I had a bat almost come in the fucking window. It hit the pillar of my windshield, and I saw it fluttering around out in front of me, and I thought, oh, there's a bat. But I'm doing 30 miles an hour, and then it just kind of comes around the side and hits the pillar of the truck and almost ended up in the truck with me. Luckily, it didn't. I'm not afraid of bats, but I damn sure don't want one in the truck with me while I'm driving.
Well, and that's the thing. I'm not necessarily scared of bats, but I don't want to be closed up in a confined space with one.
I've got some, I think all the bats locally are protected. I've got some snakes that are naturally bat eaters in the wild, and I've often thought about, there's caves all over my parents' farm. There's bats everywhere. I've often thought about trying to see, because I'd like to see that. That'd be cool. That'd be like some real National Geographic shit.
How would it deal with a bat?
Yeah, I'd like to see a snake just snag a bat out of the air. But I think all the bats around here are protected, and I know there's some bat diseases going around that people freak out about now. The fuck's it called? White nose or some shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, by the way, speaking of diseases and critters, I watched this whole fucking hour-long bullshit about tick-borne disease the other day. And if I wasn't already terrified enough of ticks and hated ticks bad enough, now I don't even want to go in the woods anymore.
Fucking scary, isn't it?
Yeah. Them some bitches, I don't know. And
I pulled 3 off of me yesterday, and I showed 2 houses in like complete residential area, walked on the sidewalk. The only thing I did at any point that wasn't a sidewalk was I took 1 step into the backyard and stopped and stood there for about 5 minutes, and then the rest of it was in the house or on concrete. Pulled 2 or 3 of them off of me last night.
Somebody needs to let me know if you're supposed to drink bourbon on Ozempic, because I don't know if that's a thing. Like, immediately it's burning my stomach pretty bad, and I'm thinking that's not normally a thing. I went through a spell.
Well, how much have you eaten today, though?
Nothing.
Well, that's why.
Yeah, I went through a spell in my 20s where I couldn't hardly drink like any kind of liquor at all because it would just set my stomach on fire with heartburn or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But in my older age, I've been pretty good about it. But man,
I would say that's an empty stomach.
I mean, I did have a taco for breakfast.
There you go.
But that was like 11 o'clock. So I went back to the doctor. No, I haven't talked to you since I went to the doctor. I went back to the doctor. I've lost 7 pounds, which isn't enough to suit me. But she said, "How's the diet going?" And I said, "Diet? What diet?"
Do you mean food in my mouth?
Yeah.
I don't do that anymore.
You gave me the medicine. I don't have to diet now, you know? And she's, "No, you're supposed to do it."
Yeah.
So she yelled at me about that a little bit. And I have to go back in like another 4 weeks for him to, I guess, check my blood and all that shit and be sure I'm back. I'm trying to get back to my fighting weight. I don't know what that is exactly, or maybe it's my dating weight. I ain't sure. But one of the two, I do feel better. Even though I've only lost 7 pounds, I definitely feel better. I'm not as like fucking bloaty, and I don't, you know.
Yeah.
I walk around most of the time and look down at my belly, and I look approximately like a 140-pound pregnant girl. Or
I
something,
bet I can tell you what 90% of that probably is. It's the lack, because your diet's not great.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
So, but I would say that the majority of that is because of not eating. Imagine the amount of sodium that you've taken out of your body at this point, or not been putting into your body from the fast foods and the different things of that nature.
I mean, I'm still eating some, but definitely not as much as I was. Oh, speaking of,
I did tell somebody the other day that was on Ozempic that was talking about constipation, or they were struggling. And I said, "Well, I tell you what, my buddy said the clear sure sign of that is to have you a good milkshake
fucking
every
one
night."
milkshake a day, man." Yeah, I was talking to an old high school buddy of mine today, and I don't remember if he brought it up or if I did, but anyway, he's on it too. And he was telling me that the first week they gave it to him, he's getting it through some online thing or whatever. He said they just sent him a bottle, and he didn't read the instructions, and he thought that bottle was a dose, you know. It was like 6 weeks.
I was going to say, instead of like a month and a half.
Yeah, he also didn't read that it's supposed to be subcutaneous. It's supposed to be just right under the skin or whatever. So he shoots it in his arm like a damn, you know, and he puts 6 weeks worth of it in his arm. And he said it was the sickest he's ever been in his whole life.
I can't imagine.
And
once you can OD on it,
once you do that, there's no going back. I mean,
you have to ride it out.
Yeah,
it's not like there's a flush.
Ride it out. Yeah, you can't flush that shit out. It's not like you just, I fucked up. Well, you quit taking it. Nope, you already took it, motherfucker. You're done. All in. Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know. I won't say that I'm having the experience that a lot of people I've heard have. I mean, I still definitely get hungry some, not nearly as much. I don't know. I'm eating way less and probably eating worse though, because
it's your one time. You're like, well, I deserve that.
I don't realize I'm hungry until I'm sick, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like by the time I'm I'm hungry or whatever, I'm starting to get queasy. So it's like whatever the fuck is closest is what I'm eating.
Yeah. I'm the same way. And
bag of Doritos, whatever.
Yeah. That's I'll get to that point, and Dixie knows that, for one, I can't help but be kind of a turd. You're that hangry.
Yeah, you're a dickhead. Yeah.
And then you basically, I just eat whatever I can throw down at the moment, and then you're sitting there miserable because you just ate something you probably didn't need, but it filled the gap.
Yeah. I started a war on Facebook between some old snake guys and some like academic types. I posted a picture of some baby snakes I had hatching, and I've got like a lot of old guys that have been doing this a long time saying, "Oh no, that's completely normal." And then a lot of like other people are like, "No, that's not normal at all." So it's like this culture divide of young, educated people versus old people who are educated in life.
Who've seen it all.
Yeah. And it is so comical to read. I just got an alert that somebody else has posted on there. Anyway, hit me with a question. Let's see where this goes.
So last time we recorded, anyway.
Yeah, it wasn't last week. I fucked us on
that. We were talking about a core belief that would basically just shut down the universe, right? What I want to know is, what is a core belief that you have that if it was stripped and you found out it was completely fucking false, would rattle you to the point that you think it would be tough to rebound from? Because, we talked about last week while you're thinking, we talked about last week or last time we talked about, religion, different things like that. But that's probably not something that's going to rattle us. We're like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Cool. I'll go that. But what really do you believe down to your core that if you found out that it was false would just...
Free will. Like, I don't know, that's probably not even the right way to say it, but I feel like one of the core things of me is that I don't want it to ever happen, but if it ever happened that I woke up tomorrow and I was completely broke, that I could and would make the decision to fix that and change that and go forward again. And I do believe, makes me an old white guy, I know, but I do believe that everybody has that if you wrap your head around it. And I would hate to wake up one day and somehow be magically convinced that I wasn't in charge of that. Which is funny because there's been a question that I've kind of been like trying to figure out exactly how I wanted to word it for weeks now that kind of plays on that a little bit. Or that you're in charge of your own destiny. Like
and I know what you're saying, because I think one of the things that just drives me batshit fucking crazy is, well, if it's meant to be, it'll be.
Oh yeah,
I hate that. Yeah. I get that all the freaking time in real estate.
That's what I
Somebody put an offer is like, well, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Yeah, that's what I use when I'm lazy.
$40,000 less than asking. Guess what? It's not meant to be.
Yeah, that's what I use when I'm lazy or I don't want to make something happen. Franklin, come here.
But the amount of people that do believe that, but I'm the same way. That if I found out that it truly was, if it's meant to be, it'll be, that would fuck me back.
I think if I found out that I couldn't control, there's a lot of things outside your control.
Sure.
There's 1,000 outside variables that are completely outside your control. But how you react to those variables is not ever outside of your control, I don't think.
I think it's entirely, that's the reason some people succeed and some people don't, and like you've said many a times, I've been, on top of the world, I've been underneath it, and I've been everywhere in between, but it'd be very easy when you're on the bottom of the world going, I can't ever get back to that. Yeah. I've shot my load. I'm done.
That's the one thing I tried to impress on both of my boys, because both of them, especially through COVID, both of them hit little spurts of very productive business adventures, and they were both making money hand over fist through COVID. My boys were really good at the whole retail arbitrage thing,
So they handled adversity well.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, fuck, okay, this is the new world order. I know how to get past this. And then once it got a little more comfortable and a little easy, did that shift?
Yeah.
Whenever life went back to normal?
Yeah, when things are, they were playing on easy mode then a little bit. But the one thing I tried to impress upon them is that when you wake up one day and your girlfriend told you to fuck off and your bank account, and she left and drained your checking account and took your fucking dog and emptied your refrigerator before she left.
Yep.
You got to get up that day and say, no place to start but here, and you got to just keep grinding and going. And I think they both understand that. One maybe a little better than the other, and I'll let them figure out if they ever hear this which one's which. But I don't know. Neither one of them is good is big at feeling sorry for themselves. Now, I definitely have moments of self-doubt and feeling sorry for myself and oh, fuck, this fucking situation. I mean, but
it's how long do you live in?
Yeah, at the end of the day, I know most of those situations I put myself in because I made the wrong decisions somewhere along the way. But I try to be big enough to own those decisions.
Sometimes it's not even the wrong decision. Sometimes it's the right decision, but unfortunately, with that right decision, this other shit comes along with it a little bit to get past that.
But I try not to. I'll get in the dumps a lot, but I try not to wallow in it too long.
Yeah.
I definitely have those moments of. I said it earlier, but and I always laugh when I say it, but it's probably true. I definitely have those moments of bipolar where I'll have days where I don't want to get out of bed, and I'll have days where I feel like my feet are on fire and I can't run fast enough. So I definitely have that going on. But I think to answer your question point blank, it's that you don't choose your own path. If I come to find out that there was some flying spaghetti monster in the sky or whatever that had preordained what I was going to do or what was going to happen or whatever, that would... Unfortunately, I think a lot of people would go, oh, see, that's what I've been looking for in life, is that to know that. Because that takes the responsibility off of you to make those decisions, maybe. Yeah. And I think some people, I think that's why you end up in it, if it's meant to be, it'll be, or whatever, is they don't want to take responsibility for making the decision to do, if you put bacon in a pan, it'll fry. If you turn the heat on. So, one thing leads to another.
So the little variance on the question trying to formulate was basically if it was ever laid out in front of you that every right decision every decision that you've made that's played out that's been right was already decided.
Oh, fuck.
And every wrong decision that you've made was because you didn't follow the right decision that can be made, how much would that fuck your world up?
I think what I would like to know is what I would love to see. This is if I found out that there was a path that you were supposed to follow or like, I would love to see the flowchart of back in college. You had the choice to do this or this. Well, you chose this, but if you chose this is where the path would have gone.
Yeah,
I would love to see. Fuck! I should have bought Bitcoin when it was $1.
And that's the reason I can't get on board with everything happened for a reason. Is because of those things. We all know we made decisions at some point in our life that probably wasn't the best decision, but it was the decision we made at the time. But yet, how many of those decisions led us to where we're at right now? I mean, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, there's times where I passed down opportunities or I took opportunities because I thought they were going to be better. And then it was like, oh shit, now how do I get out of this? But all of that stuff led me to the point where I feel like I'm at professionally and mentally is because I did have all those experiences. And now you kind of learn as you go.
Yeah. Gosh, that's deep shit right there, man. I don't know. It would be neat to see.
I'd love to see
the scorecard. See the scorecard, or just well, you were tasked with 70,221 decisions, and you were right 61% of the time, you know.
So if you'd have made 100% of the right
you'd have
choices,
been Bill Gates or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
I guess Elon's now the richest man on the planet, but Jesus.
Trillionaire.
Yeah. That's crazy. Okay, so I just, of course, I haven't planned for this, but I just spun the wheel on the fancy app you gave me, and this is good. I like this. I'm going to give it a twist of my own here. Would you rather be right at other people's expense or everybody, or be wrong and everybody be happy? I guess, is being right important enough to you to cause everybody else to be pissed off around you, or
I think it depends on the situation. Like,
right.
If it's petty, whatever, I'll be the wrong asshole. But if I'm right, and it's the honest thing to do, I tend to not. I'll deal with the fallout, because I feel like that. I honestly do feel like in my core that if you were honest with people and they're people that you want in your life, they would rather you be honest than to sugarcoat everything and never really be honest with them.
That's fair. Here's a real life situation. It's not a real life situation because I'm totally making this up, but it could be a real life situation. Your best friend in the world, your gut feeling is that his wife is fucking the whole town. Mm. Do you tell him about it? That's where you start. Do you tell him about it? Do you tell him your gut feel, or do you tell him this is what I think's happening? And would it be more important along the line of the question, would it be more important to you to be, I told you so, motherfucker, and know it was ruining his life, or would you rather be wrong?
In that situation, I would love to be wrong. No. One thing I wouldn't do is I wouldn't go, my gut says this.
Yeah.
You know, that I wouldn't go off gut. But if I had enough, I've seen shit, I've heard stuff, and those kind of things, and it's truly a best friend. So if this is just some, I like that person, they're a good dude, you know, I'd call him a friend. I don't know. If it is, and I would hope that if it's Jarrod, I'm probably going to have that tough conversation. I'm probably going to do it, but I'm never going to rub it in your face. But I would want you to do that with me.
I don't know if I would.
If you'd heard, if you got out there and it's like, dude, man, Dixie's been just working her way through Ashley. And you had good reason and thought, I would hope you would tell me. You wouldn't just go, let me see if I can get in on that.
I don't know. I had a really good friend that got a new girlfriend, and he was telling me about his new girlfriend, and when I finally caught her name, I knew that she was the ex-wife of another guy I knew, and that she'd been fucking around everywhere, and I just said, oh, that's cool.
What's a new girlfriend? So, I mean, there's a lot of context matters.
But it's like,
I mean, but if it's your best friend, they've been with them for, 10, 15 years, and you hear in the last 6 months she started working her way through the town. I would hope you'd hook a brother up.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't know. But I don't know if it's a winning situation, really.
I don't. I think it goes back to
I wouldn't want to know.
But I think, to me, I kind of put it in the same category like whenever you were talking about, several episodes back, but, you had a buddy that with the alcohol.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that, for one, there's health concerns. And
I haven't got an update on that, by the way. I need to talk to him. Sometimes you got to make that call.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
That's interesting. That's good.
So you want to be, so you don't give a fuck. Whatever.
No, yeah. So I'm not going to be. What I wouldn't do is like you were talking about, and granted you were joking, but after the fact and going, I told you, smart ass, you didn't listen to me. I wouldn't do that. I would be very sympathetic, especially if it came out and it crushed.
I don't know if it was like my best friend, I'd probably say, you fucking dumbass. I tend to.
Well, you probably need to flip it to get them out of their head a little bit.
Dudes tend to be very frank with other dudes a lot of times, and that's just what you come to expect. You don't cut your dude friends a whole lot of slack when they're doing stupid shit for the most part. I just would never want to get in a situation where I was wrong about something. So
that's the reason I said you have to have
unless
some
I walk
evidence.
into a party and I open a bedroom door and go, whoa. Yeah.
That's not who I thought you was fucking with.
Yeah. It's different.
Kind of like Adam. I didn't think you'd find out.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah, well. All right. This is kind of a short one because I kind of got to bounce anyway. But anything else good?
It's good, man. We'll circle back and talk about our trips next
fuck
week.
you and your trip. I'm still mad about that, Ryan. Like
You're the one that added another con. So you should be fucking off this whole time.
No, listen. I'm that's fucking me up. I don't know.
Did you ever get that app built?
No.
The one that was going to help?
No. Forgot about it. That was going to help, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was going to keep you on task so you didn't fall behind.
So I did ask ChatGPT today. I told it I was going to Texas and I was just going to drive home and said, is there any, even if it's 5 hours longer, is there a weird route that I can take
see
home?
Some cool shit, yeah.
That I could see some cool shit. And, Vicksburg Battlefield. That might be cool. I don't know. Someplace I always wanted to go that I may do this trip just to tell myself I did something cool. Have you ever heard of Crater of the Diamonds State Park?
Crater of
It's in Arkansas.
I don't think so.
It's an open field diamond mine. And they allow the public to come there and they plow the field every morning. And they allow the public to come there and dig through dirt for diamonds. And you keep what you find. And people find 10-carat fucking diamonds laying in the dirt there.
That's wild.
And that would be cool.
That would be an interesting, pay for a trip, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because I definitely get lost in those TikToks where people are panning gold and shit. You ever get caught up in those?
I luckily stay out of rabbit holes pretty well.
You're not. We've talked about this. You're not a TikToker, are you? Dude? You gotta. No, you don't. Never mind. I wish I didn't. I say TikTok. For me, it's probably Facebook.
But Reels,
it's the same
it's
thing.
the same thing. Yeah.
Instagram. Facebook.
Insert whatever fucking platform you're scrolling on.
Let me tell you how social media works. I just thought about this. So we bought this new building. We filled it full of snake breeders. We've been calling it Serpent Vault. So I've rebranded my identity. It shows as Serpent Vault. When I go, I got table, all the branding says that. So we started a Instagram page for Serpent Vault. Okay, Kentucky Reptile Expo has been in business since 2003, I think. So 22 years, 23 years, something like that, 23 years. Okay, we've advertised everywhere you can possibly fucking imagine to advertise. The Serpent Vault Instagram page maybe has 20 fucking followers. Katrina posted a video the other day that said, come see us at Kentucky Reptile Expo. At the show, a girl walks up to my booth and says, there you are, I've been looking for you. I found out about this show through your Instagram page. I didn't even know this existed. Like, how the fuck does this brand new Instagram account find me a customer that hadn't found me in 22 fucking years worth of advertising? It blows my mind. Not to mention Kentucky Reptile Expo has its own Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't know. That got me. But
just happened to be the way she searched or whatever hit her algorithm.
I don't know how the fuck it blew my mind. I mean, I'm fully in tune with how social media works, but it just really pissed me off that I've worked that long for all that, and then somebody gets it, which I guess everybody finds it sometimes. So fuck it. I guess it's good.
All you've done is open up and throw a serpent logo on there and say, "Here, this is an Instagram," and then she's the first one to come in.
Come in and say, "I found you because of that." Oh, motherfucker! Should have done this 10 years ago.
See, now that's the Debbie Downer side of
I know.
Jarrod.
I should just say.
That's fucking awesome. I just
fucking worked.
20 people and you're one of the 20.
Yeah, I know. That you're right. That is a totally pessimistic view of that scenario.
Half empty.
All right, fuck it. I'm out.
Later. And just like that, another episode of Two Guys, Two Questions is in the books.
We laughed. We learned. Well, we mostly just laughed.
Yeah, and if you made it this far, congratulations. You now have random knowledge you never asked for.
You're welcome.
Don't forget to follow, subscribe, and leave a 5-star review. Or don't, but just know if you don't, we're bringing back the squeaky toys.
Oh, it's coming back either way.
Until next time, same two guys, two questions, and absolutely no idea what we're doing.
Perfect.